All right, let's dive right in. I want you to imagine something for a second. Think of a giant invisible engine that powers pretty much everything on Earth. It's the engine that moves the fuel for our cars, the plastic for our gadgets, and even the heat for our homes. Now, what if I told you that this entire massive, world-powering engine depended on just one tiny, incredibly narrow pipe of water? If that one little pipe gets clogged, the whole engine just stalls. So the big question is, what is this pipe and just how fragile is it? Well, that pipe is the Strait of Hormuz. And today, we're going to go under the hood of this global trade engine to see exactly why this little strip of water, only 21 miles wide, by the way, is arguably the most important choke point on the entire planet. Okay, first things first. To really get a handle on the strait, you have to understand the sheer scale of what's moving through it. We're going to look inside these, well, floating skyscrapers. Every single day, about 80 of these giant oil tankers sail right through this passage. Just think about that for a second. It's a constant, nonstop, 24/7 highway of energy. And yeah, we're not talking about small boats here. These things are genuine floating skyscrapers. Some of them stretch over 1,000 feet long, and each one is carrying millions upon millions of gallons of oil and natural gas. To put that volume into perspective, get this. The oil that passes through here in just one day would fill over 6,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools. So at its core, this isn't just oil. It's the energy that literally keeps the global economy breathing. So we've got this incredible volume of traffic, but why is it called a choke point? You know, in engineering, a choke point is where a whole lot of traffic is forced through a very, very small opening. Let's see how that applies here. So the strait itself is 21 miles wide at its narrowest point, which sounds like a lot, right? But, and this is the absolute key, the actual shipping lanes, the designated paths where these huge ships can safely travel, are only 2 miles wide. Total, 2 miles. The situation is exactly like this. It's like trying to fit an entire fleet of semi-trucks through a narrow hallway. It is so unbelievably tight that any kind of conflict, or heck, even a single broken-down ship could stop the flow completely. And this is where that under-the-hood idea gets really, really interesting. Because when that narrow hallway gets blocked, even for a day, the gears of the entire world start to grind. So let's trace that ripple effect. Before we break down the steps, let's define a key term: systemic impact. It sounds a little complicated, but it's really not. It's just when one tiny change in one tiny part of a system creates this giant wave that washes over the whole thing. Now, let's see it in action. Okay, here's the chain reaction. Step 1. Ships get stuck. Simple traffic jam. They're all just waiting in line. Step 2. Oil companies start to get nervous. They worry they won't have enough fuel to actually sell. Step 3. That fear, that worry alone drives the price of oil up everywhere. Not just in the Middle East, but at the gas station right down the street from you. And finally, step 4. Because it now costs more to transport things, the price of, well, everything, from groceries to electronics, starts to climb. That is a systemic impact. So, if this whole system is so fragile, what on earth keeps it from constantly seizing up? What is the lubricant for this world engine? And you know, the answer might actually surprise you. The solution isn't just about big naval patrols or fancy engineering. It's about people. Diplomacy, the art of just talking and making deals, is the real oil that keeps this choke point from clogging. It's a pretty powerful reminder that in our connected world, we all rely on the same engine to keep moving forward. And that leaves us with one final thought. We've explored this one vital artery of global trade. But it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? In a world that is more connected than it has ever been, what other hidden systems are we all depending on? What is our next critical choke point?